Well, I finally got Goldie in the big garage. Got her sitting on her pee pad. I'm gonna start giving her a good service job. Get her ready for some spring riding, hopefully. I need to change the final drive oil, change the regular oil. Looks like the cowl trying to come off there. Have to look at that. I lost a piece there this year. Blew off. I didn't see it go. These things here, they been gone. Goldie's missing a few parts. Looks like that fender, that little piece right there's got the tab sticking out. Try to get that back where it goes. We went to Wheels of Time this past year. Of course, I do the back of the Dragon and Bill's Gap and the Snake multiple times every year. This side here is fairly good except for all that mess right there. I did get these piece of fenders on here that Mike Toohey sent me. Check out Mike at Toohey on Two Wheels. I think it's the name of his YouTube channel. Toohey on Two. I'll have to look that up. I watch people and don't even know what the name of their channels are. Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and drop the cowl, get to draining the oil. Feels a little chilly in here. It's actually 56 degrees. If I get to working a little bit, it would feel warm enough. 39 outside. It was supposed to go up to like 47 today, but it didn't make it. All right, let's get to work. I guess I'll go ahead and try to figure out how to get that cowl off there. I know how to get it off, but this one is rigged up. It did have zip ties holding it. I think it's got a couple stripped out screws holding it now. I believe this screw is already halfway out. Yeah, it's just hanging there. Well, I got it. It wasn't easy. Little bitty nut with that little bitty bolt back in that hole right there. If you can see that. I wish I could get that flashing to stop. Let's see if I can figure that out. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get that center screw out of there now. That one was a lot easier. That center piece there was glued together. Got a spider running around. Take care of him. Well, we'll have to figure that cowl out there. Get that thing glued back together or something other. Get another one. I don't know. I guess we'll try to glue it back together. Like everything else on this bike. I need to weld me a nut on the back of these things. So now we're here. Looks like it's made a little different. I'm going to attempt to weld this plastic back together. Let's see how this goes. Alright, we'll stop right there. Okay, I'm going to drain the oil on old Goldilocks here. Get the drain pan and a wrench. And pull that filter off there first. Well, I don't know if that thing is going to take it off or not. It ain't getting a good grip on it for some reason. Things shouldn't be horribly tight, but you know they always are. They somehow work their way tight. That one ain't gonna fit it, is it? That one ain't either. Well, I'm starting out just great here. If these vice grips won't fit it, I'm gonna have to resort to other tactics. I think this will fit. If I don't crunch it. There we go. Get that gasket off there. Don't want to leave that behind. Well, I ain't gonna be able to reach the drain plug with that pan underneath there. I think what I've always done in the past is take the plug off and then put the pan under there real quick, because I've only got like a 1/2 inch clearance here. 1/2 inch clearance between the pan and the bottom of the bike. It ought to work. Looks to be a 14 millimeter. Okay, I'm gonna have to get y'all out of the way before you get oil on you. See if I can get my pinkies in there, loosen that bolt. I think there's this crush washer in there somewhere. All right, got it. Got it. Let it stick right there. It's got a magnet on the end of it. See the oil flow in there now? We'll let that sit there and drain a while, maybe for a few days, because I don't think I have a filter. These here are standard 9/16. Get that backrest off there. That 360 camera, I've not used that in King's Age. Last few rides on the bike I didn't use it. Pretty dirty in there. I need to get the air compressor and blow that out, I guess. Or just do it like that. All ready? Now the part I dread is getting inside of those saddlebags, because it is a pain in the buttocks. The last time I took these out, I like to never got the other side over there back on. Oh yeah, there it goes. There it goes. Apparently I still had something in somewhere. Yeah, you're gonna stay up there by yourself. Let me put a strap on that because I don't want it falling on me. We'll just give it a gentle little help there. Hook it onto the handlebar or something. Keep it from going anywhere. Just loosely. I ain't gonna tighten it down. That ought to keep her from falling on me. Take a look at this. I need to change that final drive oil if I can get that cap off. That's been my problem. I can't drain it because I can't get the refill bolt out there. You can see I got it all boogered up where I've tried to put a vice grip on it. I guess I need to see if I can order one of them before I booger it up too bad. Probably useless to try a combination wrench on that. Yep, it's just stripping out all the way around. This little old pair of vice grips is not going to be big enough to get a grip on it, probably. Look at that, broke a side off of it. Goodness gracious. 17 is sloppy. Try a 6 point. It's sloppy. 16 millimeter, too small. Like 17 is the only thing that'll fit. Only thing that'll fit, and it's too sloppy. I hate to hit it with a screwdriver. I'm gonna do it though. I am gonna do it. Try to cut me a groove in it. See if I can do anything with it here. Shock it into submission. Oh, it's going. It's going. All right. It ain't pretty, but it went. I need to take that thing apart and clean the insides out of it, actually. What did I break there? Oh, shoot to it. I forgot to take them side things off. Broke both of them off. Oh, Lordy. Messed that up. Now I gotta glue them back on. That was obviously my problem. Oh well, leave it to me. Anyway, always be sure to take these side panels off before you try to lift that back up like that, or else you'll end up with broken tabs such as that. That shock there probably needs to be replaced. I think I'll just take the whole mess off here, see what I can do with it. Probably be the best way to go. I hope I have this thing back together by riding season. Turn loose there, good buddy. You don't want to back that bolt out all the way, but you want to get it far enough to turn this thing loose. Now I need to get that shaft out of there. Now the fun part, trying to get that wheel out. Get this shock off of here. I got a set ordered. Be a few days before they come in. Coming through the good old USPS postal service. That there come off a whole lot easier than I thought it would. I don't think that thing's got any give to it at all. I'm sure that it is the original Showa. S-H-O-W-A, if you can see that there. I don't know if that's original or not. I ain't got a clue. I got the lower cowl glued up there. Does pretty good. I use this JB Weld, clear weld, quick setting epoxy. I smeared that on there real good and actually put a coat of just regular old hot glue over it also. We'll see how it does. Man, I've really made a mess out of it now. I'm actually trying to clean up some wiring. I've got this wire here. Not sure what Howard ever had plugged into that, but he's got it running to this little connector right here. It was open. His antenna, it was just laying in here unconnected. and I've got a wire going to this side marker here. It was just wrapped up with some tape, so I'm going to try to put me a connector on that and put a heat shrink on it. I think it had some more of this IMSHA tape wrapped around it. I'm going to clean that up, and then over here on the other side, he did just have a couple wires dangling in there that he had connected off of this thing here, this wire here. I have found a lot more broken pieces. This, see this here, that's broke. It just had one screw holding it on over there. This screw here is loose. Go ahead and get that tightened back down. While I'm thinking of it, it'll tighten now. Oh yeah. Snug it up. Don't want to go so tight and break the plastic. The wire's pretty loose also. Hopefully I get this thing thrown back together one of these days. Clean that right there up. So here we are about a month later. It's been so cold around here that I ain't been able to do nothing in the garage anyway. Let's see if we can get a little oil in the final gear. I'm using this Quicksilver motorcycle hypoid gear oil. I think that ought to work pretty good. Best I recall, this thing called for about 4 ounces, maybe a little over. I did buy some new filler caps. This one here, you might be able to see. I had it chewed all to pieces trying to get it off there. This new one, I got a two pack. It wasn't much. It was, I don't know, $10 or something. Not bad. I guess I ought to tighten that drain plug up. Might be a good idea. That's 17 millimeter. Let me just slap this old cap back on for time being. I'll go ahead and get the shocks on and get the rear wheel back on before I put the oil in there. Alright, we'll be right back. Well, here we are a long time later. I can't even remember the last time I actually worked in the shop here. I've been working in the house. I'm going to attempt to put my rear wheel back on right now and put shock on. I put the shock on the other side. These are progressive 412, I think's what they're called. Alright, I'm going to get that tire up here and see if I can get the thing thrown on. After I get that done and get the shock on, I'm going to have to remember to put some final gear oil in that thing. Let's see, I need to get that thingamajigger there out of there. Put it in the wheel. I've already got it greased up with the Molly 60, 77, whatever that was I greased it up with. What did I grease that thing up with? It's been so long I forgot everything. This right here, M77. They don't make the 60 anymore. Everything I read. So 77 is apparently the new number for it. So as far as that goes, maybe it's as far as it goes. Alright, let's see if we can get the brake back on. I may have to go watch a video to try to remember how to do this. It's been so long since I've had this thing off. There's a washer somewhere. I'm going to have to watch a video to see which side of this thing that washer goes on, because it does matter, and I don't remember. Every time I take this tire off I have to check myself on that. But I need to go watch a video because I don't want to take the thing back off. Be right back. Yeah, right. See if I can get this thing in here now. Well, There's my washer on there anyhow. I gotta remember to tighten up those 4 nuts on the final gear. Find the bolts that go in the brake caliper. Problem with waiting so long in between working on this thing is loose stuff. These 2 bolts here somehow ended up on the other side. Okay, now we need that axle to go on through. That coming out the other side? Why, yeah. Get this nut on. I guess I need to tighten this pinch nuts down. Pinch nut. Pinch bolt. Tighten that thing down to keep it from pulling through there. What was that, a 12? Now let me tighten those nuts up on the final gear before I forget it. I think that's a 14 or 15. Okay, the camera shut off there as I was tightening those nuts up on the final gear. Well, now I need to go ahead and put the shock on. Let's see, this will just fit over that collar, and then needs to go in this hole here. Thing came with a couple washers, but it said the washers was just for GL 1100. I think I'll put that 1 on there anyway, even though it didn't call for it. May regret it. Now let's see if I can get the bottom one in here. Is that already down? Yep. Alright, I think I got it. That part anyway. Upper part on. Ain't no problem, apparently. Goes a lot easier if you don't tighten the bolts up right off the bat. Get this bottom one here tightened down. Click, click. Okay, I'll get the rest of this slime back together. I think I've showed you all that before. Alright, I'll show you when I get it thrown back together here. Alright, I'm going to get some of this high-powered gear oil put in the final gear drive here. I think it's supposed to hold like 4 ounces or something like that. Just put it in till it runs out, I guess. Sounds like we got some honeybees flying around. I don't know why they're attracted to this building. They like coming in here. I got a neighbor he's a beekeeper. His bees visit pretty regular. I leave them alone unless they aggravate. I don't like to be aggravated by bees. Alright, there's supposedly half an ounce. I won't bore y'all with this. Alrighty, moving right along. I got the saddlebag back on. I got the bottom of the trunk back on. I may have missed a couple tabs there, but got them in there now. Check the other side. It's okay. I'm gonna get them tailpipes back on there and get me a grommet for right here. I think I got one down there at the house. Get that in there and get these little compartments back in. I got some USB ports laying over here that I'm going to install. Get that done. put some oil back in this thing. Gotta remember to do that. I did get the hypoid gear oil put in the final gear drive there. Got a new cap for it. Got my drain plug back on the oil. I've not changed that filter yet. I don't think. I think I got it sitting somewhere. Let me look here. I may have. Nope, it ain't changed yet. It's still nothing on there. So. Do a little bit more here and I'll bring it back in. Alright, I'm going to put this compartment back on here. I found a metric screw to fit it. This is the, well, I say I found a metric screw to fit it. Is it going to take? Yeah, there it goes. Got 4 screws on this part, on this compartment. Actually on each compartment. This one here, if you remember, if I showed it, it just had 2 screws when I took it off. I rounded up a couple more. Get her clenched back down there good. Mighty windy out there today. Go over here and get the other side put in. I think I'm going to put the USBs in the center in this area above the gas cap. We got a wire right here that I'm not sure what is. Let me check that and see if that's a keyed wire. I'll just run off of it maybe for those USBs. I don't know. Hook the battery up and we'll find out. I need to see if all the lights worked anyway. Where that wire's coming from there. That's my USB that's in the trunk. What this wire is. Actually, I don't want that to be on a keyed switch because I plug my cameras and stuff into it and I like to keep them running when I'm parked. Okay, let's see if our lights still work after I've messed with everything. Those do. That does. Still got a headlight. That's good. That's good. Those are good. Might have one out right there. I think the rest of them's good. Let's check our signals. Those are good. That's good. That's good. Both of those are good. All right. Where do I want to put that? I'm thinking about putting them right there. I think that's what I'll do. I'll take that radio booster off of there. Ain't gonna use that anywho. I'm gonna put them USB ports down in this thing like so. And cut that out with a Dremel or something other. I'll get that done and be right back. Alright, I got the USB ports into the gas cap. Well, it ain't the gas cap, it's where the radio used to be. Receiver. Booster. I need to get it wired up now. I'll go ahead and put it in the thingamajigger here and get it screwed down. I thought when I ordered it that it looked like it had covers that came with it, but apparently not. I didn't see any. Let me grab my big box of wiring. Alright, I got my wires all hooked up here on this end anyhow. I gotta put me a connector on to hook it into the battery, and then we'll be sitting pretty. I'll show you when I get her done. Well, after hooking the USBs up, I realized they have no cutoff, so I can't hook them up straight to the battery or they'll stay on all the time. I'm going to check out this wire here, see if it is a constant power or if it's a keyed power there. Let's give her a check. Alright, battery's hooked up, keys on. Let's find us a ground somewhere. Ground to the brake pedal, see what that'll do. Alright, that ain't working. I'm not sure this screwdriver thingamajig even works. Alright, let me try another one. Alright, that now works. Let's cut the key off. That cuts it off. We'll test this other screwdriver thing here. That one works. Try this one more time. That sucker's brand new. It don't work. Alright, I'll hook the USBs up to this baby here instead of the battery. Alright, I wired the USBs into a switched wire that was in this box here. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that though, because I'm not sure that there's enough power off of that wire to run 4 USBs. Because I'll have my phone and probably at least 1 camera, maybe 2, and well, that should be all. I'll test it and see. I may end up having to put another bar, can't think of what you call them suckers, bus bar type thingamajigger. May end up having to put one of those on. That'll be okay, but I'll carry me a few extra fuses. I already do anyway, but I have to make sure I have some. Alright, let's test this and see if our lights come on. Yep, they come on. Let's see if it blows a fuse if I plug something into it. I'll plug up a light here. Okay, light's charging. I'll plug up my phone. It's working. It says slow charging, but it ain't blown the fuse yet. That one's charging. The light did go out though on that one. Well, on that one now. I'm not sure what the light is all about. Well, it's apparently not charging anymore, so we've either blown the fuse or something. Well, we've got something in the fuse box clicking there now. All my lights are still working. I'm not sure what's going on. Check these fuses out. I guess I'll just check them one by one. I think that's a 20 ampere. 20 is supposed to be in 10. What was that? Oh, it's just a spare. Well, none of them's blown. Yeah, I'll get back with you. Well, I finally got the bike back together. I ended up putting a on-off switch on the USB ports. Turned out pretty good. I did take it out for a little spin, make sure everything was working right, especially where I had taken that final gear drive off. I guess I got her back on there right. She's working anyway. Needs a good wash job, it's a mess. Ready for some warmer weather. We're supposed to have another little cold snap here after the weekend. Today's Saturday, by the way. It's supposed to be cold Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then start warming up again. Although I don't think it's supposed to get past the 50s maybe, but we'll see. All right, that'll be all for now.